Another tear rolled down to your cheeks when you pulled away and opened your eyes. YN. Tell me the truth, 𝙰𝚃, you said quietly but determined. YN. Are you already engaged? Jungkook. No, I swear, I'm not engaged, he said strongly. Jungkook. I didn't know anything about this marriage. My dad only told me that evening. It was arranged by my parents and Chae-soo parents 10 years ago when they founded their companies aiming at unifying them when they became successful, he explained. Jungkook. Dad was going to inform me on that exact same evening, not knowing I had found someone. I never gave consent to the whole plan and I won't marry her because I love you. You are surprised at what he said. YN. You love me? Jungkook. Yes, YN, I love you. And I really do, baby. He answered in 𝑘.SS*D your forehead. YN. But won't that have consequences? I mean, if they planned it that early, it must be important. Jungkook. My dad said that too. He told me if I weren't going to marry Chae-soo, he will take the company away from me. He told you and you gasped. Jungkook. But the thing is, we don't need to make a business deal through marriage with my dad's friend's company because I can simply buy it. Jaeon Industrials is so successful that we make enough money to buy a small company. That's what my father didn't know, he finished. YN. What, you can literally buy a company? How much money do you make? You asked and couldn't hold back a giggle. Jungkook. Enough, he said and relaxed now that you were smiling again. He even smiled back, but his smile didn't reach his eyes. YN. So, you don't have to get married, you asked. Jungkook. No, I don't, he said, not sure if he could approach you now. YN. Oh God, I'm so relieved. I thought I wouldn't know what to do without you, you said, placing your hand in your chest. Jungkook. I'm right by your side and I will be there unless you run from me, he said, and you could hear how hurt he was. YN. I'm sorry for running off. I should have talked to you first. I just felt so humiliated. You know that 𝐵1𝚃𝚂 my dress, you said contritely. Jungkook. What? He asked, surprised, and chuckled deeply when you nodded. YN. Yay, she was pretty mad that she saw us together, you said, shrugging. Jungkook. 𝐷''n it. I should have known that. She always had a thing for me. I'm sorry. You'll get a new dress, he said. YN. No, there's no need, you said, laughing, and hesitated shortly before you placed your hand on top of his, softly stroking his fingers. Jungkook. No back talk, baby, he mocked 3DU. Jungkook. I'm just getting you a new dress so I can RP it off you. YN. Jungkook. You scolded him, laughing, and SM4CK3D his arm. He laughed too and snaked his arms quickly around your waist, pulling you on his L4P. He regarded you lovingly while you traced your finger over his forehead to push one of his curls back before you pressed 3D your lips on his. YN. So what now? You asked, pulling away, and leaned your forehead against his. Jungkook. I don't know, what do you want to do, he said, rubbing your GH with his hand. You BT your lower lip, thinking about what you would like to do after all this mess. It was weird because just a few minutes ago your whole world was falling apart and all of a sudden everything was back in place. To be honest, you didn't expect you would M4K up with him, so you hadn't thought about what would happen next. It was kind of scary but also very exciting. The next pages of the book about your love story were white and you could fill them. You could fill them with your own experiences and dreams. You smiled, realizing how beautiful it turned out to be. Jungkook, what are you thinking about? He asked, parting from you to try to read your face. Yn. I'm thinking that I want to go on that date you promised me, you said, giggling, and placed your hand on his chest. Jungkook. Yn baby, he said, pouting. Jungkook. I was thinking about something else. His hand was traveling up your 𝚁𝙸𝙳𝙃 and 𝚂𝚃 under your shirt to caress your bare skin, but you were quick to snatch his hand before it could move further up. Yn. Sir, if you want this you need to get her food first, 'cause your girl is hungry, you said, pointing at your body, smirking. He furrowed his eyebrow at your words and 𝚁𝚁ned his grip on your hips. Jungkook. Call me sir one more time and I'll satisfy my hunger first before you get anything, he said, leaning in dangerously close. He kept you waiting, breathing unsteadily before he closed distance and gently P3CK3 your lip. You placed your hand on his cheek and slowly pulled away. Yn. I'm sorry Jungkook, but you're not in the place to demand, you said, shrugging. Yn. You had me thinking you were marrying a crazy B1 chain and I was only your side CK. You gotta make up for that, you said, tilting your head. Jungkook. I know a way how I could. Yn. With food. You cut him off before he could make another allusion to sex. Jungkook. Fine. We can go get food first, he gave in, sighing. Yn. You P3RV. You called him out, thereupon he started tickling you. You jumped off his L4P and quickly ran to the door, grabbing your coat and keys. He sprinted after you and caught you while you were trying to put on your shoes. He pushed 3D against the door, breathing heavily. He was so close to you that you felt his breath fan over your lips. He leaned in and KSS**DU hunger. He only pulled away because you ran out of breath. Jungkook. So you're going to pay for dinner, right? He asked casually and let go of you to put on his shoes. You laughed in disbelief while your mind was still fuzzy because of the KSS. Yn. You just opened up to me about how much money you make and now you want me to pay for dinner, you asked, surprised. Jungkook. Well, I'm paying for our wedding, aren't I? He asked, smirking, and watched your reaction. You blushed and looked at him with big eyes. You weren't going to lie, your heart skipped a beat when he said that. Yn. I. Jungkook. Or do you want to pay for our wedding? He asked, teasing you. Yn. No, stop it now, you said, and playfully hit his arm. Jungkook. Then you're paying tonight, he asked, laughing. Yn. Yay, fine, you said, hiding your red cheeks. Yn. Let's go now or I'll change my mind and you'll sleep on my couch tonight. Jungkook. Doesn't matter as long as you're there, he said, taking your hand and shut the door behind you. 5 months later. Officiant. Jungkook. Do you take Yn as your wife? Do you promise to choose her every day? Do you promise to love her in word and deed, and in sickness and in health? Jungkook looked at Yn and said. Jungkook. Yes, I do. Officiant. Yn. Do you take Jungkook as your husband? Do you promise to choose him every day? Do you promise to love him in word and deed, and in sickness and in health? YN looked at Jungkook and L said, YN, I do. Everyone was cheering, so Jungkook looked at YN and held her waist and gave her a P4SS on 43KSS. Everyone clapped their hands and congratulate the newly wedded couple. Jungkook, I am in love with you YN, I love you. Jungkook KSS*P your forehead. YN, Jungkook I love you. She smiled to Jungkook and she touched his face. You closed your eyes, your husband, the one who loved you was owning your world. He still could make your heart fluttered for him. You were so in love with your husband. You loved the way your husband loved you. Jungkook, YN you are so beautiful, I am in love with you. After 5 years. YN, hi honey, you said opening the door for your husband. You wiped your hands with a kitchen towel and sighed relief. It was an exhausting day, but as soon as you saw the love of your life, it was as if all the hardships were gone and the frown on your face was smoothed out. Jungkook, hey baby, he said, taking off his coat and walked to you, pulling you into a hug. He rested his chin on your shoulder while you closed your eyes, searching for comfort, surrounded by the sweet scent of his cologne. YN, are you tired? Jungkook, just a bit. Jungkook, but my tiredness disappears when I see you and hug you. He made you face him and he bent down and placed a soft yet very tender kiss on your lips. Mommy, Daddy, a small voice called from the side, making you break the kiss. You turned to the side and saw your kids standing in the doorway looking at you. Jungkook, hey you too, Jungkook said with sparkling eyes and kneeled down to pick your 4-year-old daughter and your 2-year-old son up. Jaemin, Mommy, how did you meet Daddy? Your daughter suddenly asked out of the blue, making Jungkook look at you smirking while you blushed. YN, well, you said EMB4RAS3D, avoiding Jungkook's burning gaze. YN, your daddy will tell you the whole story while I'm making dinner, okay? She nodded happily as Jungkook put them down and they ran off to the kitchen. Jungkook, I guess I'll leave out the 18+ parts, right? He asked teasingly, and P3CKED your lips.